Hello, my name is Debbie Sherrick. I'm the owner of Inside Out Wellness, and I am a holistic codependency coach. So today on my YouTube channel, I wanted to talk about holiday triggers. Holiday triggers this time of year, especially if we're working on recovery, we come from dysfunction, we have a lot of bad memories maybe from childhood. Many things can trigger feelings and thoughts when it comes to the holidays. So anything like feeling anxious, afraid, depressed, fear, even certain smells. I can remember one client telling me that she remembered her father going into a huge rage and knocking the tree down one Christmas when she was like 10 years old, and she had just unwrapped a little comb and brush set and some hand lotion or body lotion, some kind of lotion, and she was smelling the lotion, using the lotion, and then that happened, the rage happened, and she said to this day she can hardly stand to smell that certain smell of the hand lotion that she had when that happened. So smells can trigger us. Even the smells of good food cooking can trigger bad memories during the holidays when we are trying to get healthier, trying to set boundaries, trying to be around safe people and detach from those family members that are still maybe in their toxic dysfunctional behavior. So here's the thing that I tell people when it comes down to the holidays also, or other things too. Families don't get a hall pass. You know, we think that we're obligated just because it's our mom or our dad or our brother or a sibling, that we are obligated to say yes. We're obligated to have to be around them. We're obligated to put up with some of their behaviors because they're family. Families don't get hall passes, you guys, in how they treat us. Families don't get hall passes with being disrespectful, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, all the things that maybe we grew up with that triggered us and hurt us that we're trying to recover from now. Now, is it harder to set boundaries with family members? Is it harder to detach from family members? Is it harder to say no at this time of year to family members? Yes, it is, because we have an emotional attachment to them. So even though it's harder, what's paramount during this time of year is that you are taking care of yourself. So here's some tips that I kind of wanted to go over with you about holiday triggers and how to handle the holidays. I had someone say to me the other day that the only time that her mother calls her is when her mother's drunk. And then on the phone, her mother gets belligerent and starts shaming her and telling her how she's running her life wrong and all. So she had told me that the other day was the first time that she said to her mother, I'm sorry, but I can't talk to you like this, and she hung up. And she said afterwards she had this tremendous sense of shame and guilt that she had hung up on her mother. And so we had a conversation about, did you ever stop to think that you can set a boundary with your mother? You are not obligated to talk to your mother on the phone when she's drunk. So you could set a boundary with your mother that says, Mom, I'm happy to talk to you when you call me if you're sober, but it is not good for me to talk to you when you're drunk. It doesn't make me feel good. So therefore, any other time now, from now on, if you call me when you're drunk, I will be hanging up, because that's a boundary that I have to set for myself. And so she had never thought about that. And so we need to do things that feel good to us. We need to set boundaries that feel good to us, that make us feel safe. As we're adults now, when we were children growing up, we were pretty powerless of taking care of ourselves in certain situations because we were small and we were in our parents' house during the holidays. We had to maybe go to grandma's and grandparents and aunts and uncles that were dysfunctional and family things going on, but we had no choice. As we're adults today, it is our responsibility to take care of that inner child within us, that little girl, that little boy within us. It is our responsibility as healthy adults to love on that child within us and to help them to feel safe. So I wanted to go over some of the things with you about some tips on triggers for the holidays and give you some little pointers on how to get through these times. One of the things is if you are feeling depressed, anxious, sad, and you're just dreading, you have a sense of dread of going there. It is, knowing the situation, each of us have different situations. There are situations, if it's possible, that you don't have to go. You can say, no, I'm not coming this year. And you can make a decision to be with some healthier friends or other healthier recovery people in recovery, or people that you feel comfortable and safe with. If it's just really too painful and you have a lot of fear around it and anxiety, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, this year I won't be coming. Now, one of the reasons we don't do that is because of backlash. Because when you are changing the dance, when you are deciding to set boundaries and take care of yourself, you're changing the dance, the family dance. And so there will be backlash of maybe shame and how dare you and who do you think you are, and anger, withdrawing love, not talking to you, whatever it is, there may be backlash. So be prepared for that, but that's okay, because you're not responsible for how they react. You're only responsible to take care of yourself and what feels good and healthier to you. At a time when I told my father that he could not come to Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner at my home anymore with my children unless he was sober, because I had to grow up seeing him drunk all the holidays. He didn't talk to me after I did that. He didn't talk to me for 3 years because he was like, well, who do you think you are? You wouldn't have these children if it wasn't for me. You had, all the alcoholic, manipulative, things that they say to try to pull you in and make you feel guilty and all those things. But I didn't own that. I can tell you that after he left, when I set that boundary, I felt very empowered about it, that I was taking care of myself and my children, I didn't want my children seeing their grandpa drunk over the holidays like I had to. So we can say no, we can set boundaries. Another tip I want to give you is have no expectations. So many times we have expectations going into the holiday, going over for dinner, whatever you have planned. We have expectations that this year will be different. This year there won't be the yelling. This year there won't be the arguing. This year there won't be the verbal abuse. Whatever it is that you're dreading, we have an expectation that things are going to be better this year and it's not going to be like it. So it's best to go in with no expectation of how the holiday is going to be. It's best to have an idea of how you're going to take care of yourself and have a plan before you get there. For instance, if you need to leave, if a lot of behavior starts that is uncomfortable for you, and they're trying to pull you into it and you just feel uncomfortable, it's okay to leave. It's okay to leave early. It's okay to take care of yourself. Another thing that gets kind of confusing is that thinking, let me ask you, what do you want to do during this holiday? And what do you feel you have to do? Because so many of us go and put ourselves in situations feeling like we have to, that we're obligated, that someone will get mad at us, someone will talk about us, that they'll withhold love. Whatever your fears are, those are the issues that we're working on in codependency, to not be led by people's disapproval or rejection or abandonment. We're learning to take care of ourselves and letting them have their issues and we work on ours. So ask yourself, what do I really want to do this holiday? And what do I feel I have to do? Why do I have to do this? And ask yourself the reason you feel you have to. Another thing is, maybe you've made the decision to go into this holiday with using your survival techniques like you have in the past, that you go in avoidance, you go into with survival mode. Maybe some of your survival modes are defending yourself. Maybe some of your survival modes is detaching, staying off by yourself. Whatever the survival modes that we used in the past, we don't want to be attached to those survival modes, because today we are not in survival. We're not in being a victim. We're in being victorious and taking care of ourselves. So if you go into the holiday in survival mode, the next day it will hit you. Everything will hit you. The feelings will hit you. The shame and whatever it is that you feel during the holidays will hit you the next day. So try to be true to yourself in going into this holiday and what you want to do, how long you want to stay, if you really want to go or not. Who do you want to spend the holiday with? What feels comfortable for you? Do you have people after the holiday that are a safety net for you? Maybe a meeting, maybe a survivors group, maybe great friends that you feel good around that can support you and help you through this time. It's also very important for you to accept your feelings right now and not tell yourself that it's wrong how you're feeling. If you're feeling guilty, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling dread, all of those feelings, accept those are your feelings. It's okay that you're feeling that way right now. There's a reason. And so, acceptance is huge for us in getting better. And accepting, sometimes we have to accept, this is my family and this is a situation. Again, that doesn't mean we accept unacceptable behavior, but we have to be in reality and not denial that this is how my family is. And so I choose to detach, love them from a distance, maybe this holiday, maybe send a gift or a card. The main thing, you guys, is for you to decide what is best for you during this holiday season, what feels comfortable for you. It may be something this year that you really need to change that you've been doing for years, and you want to change it this year. So if I could leave you with one coaching tip, it would be, to thine own self be true, take care of yourself, surround yourself with safe people that are going to inspire and embrace and hold a sacred place for you in where you are right now in your life and the decisions that you're making. And whatever decision you're making, whatever feels right for you in your gut, whatever feels right for you is the right decision. So have a happy Thanksgiving, happy holiday. I hope these tips helped some of you, and I look forward to your comments. Namaste.